Hello everybody, today I'll be talking about my experience with a Roblox game called The Mimic. But for this one, we're actually playing in Chapter 2, since, some of them have already completed Chapter 1, so Chapter 2 is new for my friends, and I haven't played Chapter 1 yet, but they gave me the details, so we decided to play Chapter 2 just for a new experience for all of us. So without further ado, let me begin. So this one, so I have no idea what's going on. Like, I'm just following it, and I wasn't that scared at first. I was like, oh, we're chilling. The noise started to bother me a bit. Like, it's not scary, right? Anyways, I think for this Act 1, we were trying to look for a lover, so. But either way, this noise kept bothering me because I had no idea what to expect. Like, oh, they were discussing about, like what to find a lover and stuff. Just looking around. Noise kept bothering me, and I just started to worry that I had to be near someone, because I am such a chicken to not be by myself. Like, and then I was like, wait, just looking around, and I just hear the noise get louder and louder, so I just started to run away, trying to look for people around. And then I just stumbled upon this location, and he found something, so I was like, alright, let's go here and see what we can find. Although I have no idea where he found the lover. We continued down the path, and I just started to follow him. I had no idea where the others were, so as I went down the hall with him, I started to hear the noise get louder and louder. And I see my friend come out, then I decided to peek around the corner, and oh my god, what the frick is that? I immediately started to back down. I was not going to deal with that. First jump scare, technically, not really, but just the first encounter was enough to spook me, and I was like, alright, I'm spooked. So I followed my friends, and I was like, huh. Then I around, monsters, and then I just see my friend getting chased, and I'm like, oh no, but it was so cool to watch, just seeing that. I started to look around a bit, just seeing what I can find, even though they probably already found it. And then I turn around and see my friends get murdered, and I'm like, alright, that's enough. I will just see what's up. My friend coming from the side and then getting brutally murdered. And as I just stare at the monster, thinking they could not come up the stairs, I was completely wrong. And I started to run. And run. And run. Turning around. I believe the monster started to get chased, and I just had to relax for a bit. Like, it was tough. It was just the first act. I see the monster getting chased, and my friends are discussing how the monster needs to be distracted, so I decided to be the bait. So I started to bait the monster into following me, and I have to say, man, just turning around, I just didn't want to do it, man. Like, I feel like I would get scared, and I just can't turn around for a bit, or else I'll keep peeping myself over and over. But I knew I just had to run and run. I just needed to distract the monster long enough so my friends had all the supplies they needed to open the door. So I just kept running and running. I was not turning around, but to say that I was important in this act, so I just kept running and running around. I think that the monster's getting closer and closer every time I turned around. Like, I just started booking up to the stairs once they were ready. I did not look back one bit. Just running to the exit, and I see him make it, and the monster disappears. And now I'm going to be going off to a new area. I have to say, I did not like that noise one bit. So now, every time I check back, it's either to check for the monster or to check if my friend has fallen behind, because we have to make sure everyone makes it. So, going down this spooky hallway, it's quite scary to say, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be, especially for the second chapter. And now we were in this area, and I almost fell off there, but just easy stuff, nothing too harmful, just all the good stuff. I just waited for them to climb up the ladder and just climb up. There's nothing really much for me to say other than, yeah, we were just walking around, exploring, seeing what we could do to continue on. And then we stumble upon this area. And it's like, meet friend. I was not sure how to feel about this statue. And then I turned to see my friend. And then just saw a pair of eyes just start running, and I just started running. I was not gonna try to deal with that. I just kept running and running. Hopefully my friend didn't die back there, but I just had to make it to the exit. It was not worth dealing with that. We were so close to the door. And now we had to split up. So I went with my friend here, because I wasn't sure where everyone else went. So we walk about on this room, and it's just a bloody tree. Seeing around, I look at the note. I will be someone else. I promise I can. I will. Just looked around. Nothing really significant around here other than that note. Wasn't sure what to find here, so I started to go back to the exit. And, well, there's my friend. And it looks like they opened the gate, and now we were off to another hallway, which I wasn't too keen on myself to just, continue by myself. Following them, I was a chicken. To think that they had prior experience with the game, it makes sense, as I had no idea what was happening. To be honest, that didn't scare me as much as I thought it would. But anyways, we were near the next exit, and there was a note, and I read it. By the time you are reading this, it might have been too late, and I did not continue to read that. I just started to see what we had to do next. Following my friend here, I started to look around and see what's up. And it looks like we already had what we need, so I had to tell my friend we're going, and then I lost him. But, it is what it is, and we'll probably meet back. So we waited a bit, but he came back, so it's all easy and said and done. And now we were on to the second act, which is where things would get quite interesting, to say. But anyways, I would just follow my friend around, because I had no idea where to go. But up here, we just, do some parkour. Not really, just following this path. And I didn't know where it would lead, as it would lead to this spooky cave where we would just walk around. But notice all the glowing butterflies. Only later to know that we stumble upon a body that's been stabbed. Well, that was a shame, but we have to keep moving forward. So I continued to be behind my friend and just follow the path. And then there was a sprint button, and I was like, why is there a sprint button? Were we gonna get chased? I was questioning that, but then over here it just seemed like a very nice scenario. Just following the bridge over. It's pretty straightforward, pretty easy to say. Like, just this Act 2 kind of deal felt more like an exposition and just exploration than like, actual jump scares. So I would just follow my friend, because I have no idea where I would go. And, I would just follow her to the exit, which is just up the hill. Really not much to say, as we would just move on to a different area. I was a little sus at first, but, once everyone made it in, we would go inside the hallway, and this is where I would say I've kind of been at least a little scared, to say. Like, not sure where else I would go without them. To be honest, I don't think I would have completed the first act if it weren't for my friends. And then we get to this spooky area, and I'm like, alright, what are we doing now? Why is the reshifting locations? Like, I'm so scared. I can't. And then it's in a school environment, and I'm like, oh my goodness. I don't know. And it gets even worse. Everything has been a mimic of your reality since the beginning. And then there's some creepy doll at the end of a hallway, and I'm like, alright. So this is gonna be the monster, huh? I was really waiting for it to get alive and murder my friends, but I think it's all good, probably. And then there's more of these dolls, and I'm like, oh. I really hope it's not like some mannequin where if you look away, it will start chasing us. But it seems like they knew where to go, which is quite convenient because we took a right, and as I was following my friend, since she knew what she was kind of doing, since she played the first game, so she kind of knows the aspects of what would happen. But we would be kind of freaked out, so I would just open the doors and check around. But I feel like, you know, it could have been a lot more worse. But just to know, we made it to the exit, and now, since my friend had the key, because she found it in a hallway, we have to wait for her to come and open this door, which would lead to something I would be hesitant about. Oh yeah, I don't like water on the floor, but it seems like she knew what she was doing, so I followed her, and she died. And there was a blue butterfly right there. I was hesitant because the monster recently just came there, so I don't know if I should have went for it, but I decided to go for it. Slowly coming up while looking at my back, I collected the butterfly spirit, and then I heard a noise, so I decided to investigate, and that's how you know I would not be good at horror movies. I'm that stupid horror movie character. Alright, so my friend was down that sewers, and I was feeling quite brave since I knew where the butterfly was, and yeah, no, I'm not dealing with that. Nope. Yeah, nah. I just stayed back here, and I'm never going back in there ever again. Alright, well, it was fun. Hey. Alright, fine. I decided to go inside to look for my friend. And now that I had assistance, I felt more comfortable going down there. All in all, I don't know how I felt, but I was a chicken. I'm that dumb horror movie character, and I already failed a horror movie. But anyways, she got the flower, and then started to look around. I think we were good, but I decided to run anyway because I was not trying to look back, and we kept running and running. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it, to be honest. I didn't feel fast enough, but we all made it, so that was good. And now with the butterfly spirit, we were able to make it to probably the last act, which was this really eerie hallway. So I decided to just, stick with them. We had lanterns, and I was like, what are we gonna do? This seems sketchy, man. What did I put myself into? Why am I here? Just to suffer? I'm not even sure what I'm here for. I just wanted to play a simple horror game, but I'm already a chicken, man. This just shows how I would be the first one to die in a horror movie. Like, I'm not being dumb or anything. Like, that was just genuinely stupidity by me. In shock. I still can't believe that. But anyways, we decided to stick together in this one, as we didn't want to get lost. So I followed my friend, and from what she knows, apparently these rooms are safe from the monster that we would encounter later on. So we discussed here and talked about how we should either keep the doors open or keep the doors closed, but as much as we want to, we decided to head out since, we need to continue forward. So we started using Sprint, and that way we made it to here. But then she started moving for a bit because she had to do something, so I started following my other friend. That way I just stayed at the corner. As she continued moving, I would stay at the corner just to let her know where my location was. So in case she got lost, I would just stay here for a while. Wasn't sure what to do. I kept moving around to signal her to go this way. But then, just for me to know that she would go that way. And I'm like, what? Why? Why'd she go that way? But then, oh, my friend just appeared there. And it seemed like a loop. So there was only this path right here that we had to go to. So I started signaling to go this way, but they seemed hesitant. Like, I wasn't sure what they were trying to do, but now we would go this way. But they were asking me to go first, and I'm like, what? Why? So without further ado, we waited for my other friend to come back here. And with that, I decided to let her go first. Oh my god, I'm such a wimp. But now, this maze, I didn't know how long I would be in here for. So I signaled her on where we would go next, and with that, we would just continue down this path. So we stuck together, and then, you know, we found another room. And this is why sometimes I don't do live commentary. And my friend was shocked by that. And I don't blame her. I was shocked by that too. But anyway, we started to continue on down here, where my friend would go first, but it looks like there was something at the corner. And what do you know? There's just a garden. So I had to look around. And I have to say, it was a complete waste of time. We found nothing in there. Nothing at all. So, without that, I decided to head back. So, with that, I just went back to the safe room. But it looked like they still stayed there, and I was like, why? So, I just go back here and just walk around. So, my friend started to come over, and I'm like, why is she running? What's up? It looks like we just wanted to be in the safe room. So, we decided to, head out. But then we started hearing steps, and what do you know? The monsters started coming this way, and guess what happens? Yeah, that happens. So anyways, it was back to me trying to find my friends again. But luckily I was with or near one of them. So I tried to quickly trail after them, but I can't really do anything about it, so I had to look, and I lost them. I can't believe I lost them. But I knew if I kept sprinting, I would eventually catch up. And there they were. I quickly tried to trail after them, but she was just too fast. As I continued down, I thought maybe I could try to stop her and meet her in the other side. Maybe that would do the trick. And then she went the other way. Man, that just goes to show how my character would die immediately in a horror movie. So I tried tailing her right away as soon as possible. But then it looks like I may have missed that, and well, yeah, I didn't go the direction where she went and got confused, and I was scared, and she was coming, and I was like, no! Back to square one again. I started to get a little irritated knowing that I died like at least 2 times to this monster already in this maze, but luckily for me, I was near a map. So I tried to embrace it. And I had no idea what it was about, and I didn't really pay attention. So I just started to look for my friends first, without any idea of where I'm at in the map, because like I didn't really pinpoint it, or I just didn't pay attention to it long enough. But back to me on my journey. This part's kind of boring, so you can skip it to the end if you want. But like, spoiler alert, I spent most of my time just hiding in this maze. But around here, and then I found the exit. I saw the light, and I was going towards the light. I was so close to salvation. And then it turns out to be the beginning. And the monster was coming, so I just started to go inside this safe room and hid in there for a while. Until I had the courage to venture out. I think I was safe, but I wasn't too sure, so when I went out to take a peek, I decided, alright, I should probably just head out and go. So I did. But you know, my friend was nearby, so I felt really safe. So I followed her. And we were trying to group up together. And to my surprise, I found my other friend, and she just ran past. And now we were all basically together. So now that we were together, we were able to handle things as a group. So they told me to go down this hallway, and then I did. And they would go the other way. And then we separated. I wasn't too sure, but I thought as if they would come back, right? They should be able to come back, so I just continued on, and yep, just as I thought, we would meet each other. So it went back to going to square one. We had to try to get out the loop somehow. So I kept adventuring on and on. And then, peek around the corner. And decided to open the safe house just for emergencies. I wasn't sure if the monster was nearby or not. So as I continued down the hallway, I heard a noise and started to back away straight into the safe house. I tried to close the door as fast as I could, and then I just froze. I didn't want to go out. Like, the monster was nearby, roaming around the hallways. I stayed in there for a good 5 minutes. So now that I built enough confidence to actually go out, decided to try to book it to the next checkpoint where I would make some development. As I'm running down the hallways, I decided to open each safe house, just so I had a way to hide in case the monster was nearby. And I kept walking and walking. I'm not sure where I was at. Like, what am I supposed to do? I wanted to be sure that I was alive. But then I had a feeling that I needed to go back into the safe house. I wasn't scared that time, so I knew what that jump scare in the safe house would mean. It would simply mean that she would be nearby. So I just stayed in the safe house, and what do you know? Exactly, she was nearby. So I had no way to getting out, really, because she was always nearby. So I just simply stayed in here for another 5 minutes until I built the confidence to run out and run and run. I wasn't sure where I was heading. My main goal was trying to find my friends, and I back to a dead end. So with that, I just had to stay here and move a bit out, but I was so scared. I just stayed in here. Like, I wasn't sure when to escape, to be honest with you. I was just too scared to peek out or try to run back where the monster was. Until, well, I slowly creeped, but then I just headed back. I just didn't want to deal with it. I was just contemplating whether or not I should continue or not. Like, I wanted them to find me, but I had no way to deal. So, without any further options, I thought maybe it's not best to go back, but I can't be a chicken this time. I need to go back and stick with my group. So, I ran around here into the garden. Apparently, this was like straight ahead. So, I ran and I ran. Where I would simply stumble upon the exit. Yes, the exit. So I stayed here to let my friends know that this is where the exit would, and if they found me, they would escape. But then I investigated.